Alright, hey everybody, so welcome to another After We Collided movie video. So today's video is talking about the teaser versus the book. Just how accurate is the teaser to the actual book? Just like how accurate is it? Alright, so I was scrolling through the After Hessa Fans Unite Facebook group, and somebody actually decided to put up like a few scenes and, with like the text under it, talking about just like how accurate is it to the book. Alright, so this is coming from @hero_finance_Tiffin, and I think that this person actually watches this channel, so if you do, please comment down below and let me know that I'm actually using your stuff, just let me know, and thank you for this. Alright, so we're just going to go through this and we'll talk. Alright, so the very first thing is, of course, the opening scene of the teaser where Hardin is at the hotel room door in Seattle, banging on the door saying, Tessa, open the door. And of course, we cut inside in the teaser to Tessa looking like a deer in headlights and fucking Trevor, played by Dylan Sprouse, going like, is that Hardin Scott? Alright, so yeah, from the book, it says, just as I reach for the door, the noise gets even louder, which shocks me into stillness. I then hear it. Tessa, open this damn door! Hardin's voice booms through the air, as if no barrier at all stood between us. A light flips on behind me, and I see Trevor's face pale with real fear. Hardin finding him in my room won't go over well, regardless of what was really going on. Hide in the bathroom, I say, and Trevor's eyes widen. What? I can't hide in the bathroom? He exclaims. I realize how ridiculous that idea is. Open the fucking door! And so, of course, then we cut to the scene inside the hotel room where Hardin, kicks open the door and Trevor is standing there in his boxers, shirtless, holding his clothes. And of course, this is Hardin pushes the door open and blows right by me, going for Trevor. Luckily, I grab his shirt and manage to stop him, somehow. You think you could get her drunk and come into our fucking hotel room? Hardin screams at him and tries to surge forward. I know he isn't trying as much as he could, because in that case, I would surely be on the floor, not holding him by his thin shirt. I saw that light flip on through the peephole. What were you two doing alone in the dark here? I wasn't. Trevor begins. Hardin, stop it! You can't go around beating people up! I shout and tug at his shirt. Yes, I can, though. He growls. Trevor, I say, go back to your room so I can talk some sense into him. I'm sorry for his crazy-ass behavior. Alright, so yeah, this is actually a little bit of an extended thing that we actually saw in the leaked promo footage where Tessa is literally holding Hardin back, where she's literally like grabbing his shirt and, trying to hold him back from getting to Trevor. So that's what this is connected to. The very next scene, or the very next screenshot is, of course, the infamous... You have two options here. You fuck me or you leave. You decide. And of course, this is what it's connected to. I snap and glare at him. You have two options here. You fuck me or you leave. You decide. What the hell did I just say? You'll hate me tomorrow if I do this while you're in this state, he says and looks into my eyes. I already hate you, I say, and he flinches from my words. Sort of. I add more softly than I mean to. He loosens his grip on my hips, allowing me to move. Can we at least talk about this all first? No, stop being such a Debbie Downer, I groan and rub myself against his leg. Now, of course, we know in the teaser when she says you have two options here, you fuck me or you leave, you decide. Of course, that's when Hardin kind of like grabs her and kisses her. But again, what I am guessing is that once we actually see the full scene in context in the actual film, we will actually see a little bit more of this hemming and hawing from Hardin and a little bit more of this, pausing, because like that's actually kind of like had a few fans scratching their head a little bit, talking about this scene in particular, is the fact that it just goes immediately into the sex scene and, him just like immediately grabbing her and, kissing her. And then, of course, we get into the sex scene. So I believe that once we actually extend the footage and once we actually, see the scene in the context of the film, they will keep in, him actually, pausing and him actually, trying to, stop this. All right, so the very next scene in the teaser is the scene where it's clearly the morning after the Seattle sex scene. All right, so yeah, and it's where Hardin is sort of like with his arm, kind of like hanging over one of the backs of one of the chairs. And all right, so anger boils inside me, and I throw my brush against the counter with a loud clatter. Don't you dare try to blame this all on me! You could have said no! I shout. I did, repeatedly. He shouts back, I had no idea what was going on, and you know it. I half lie. I knew what I wanted. I'm just not willing to admit it. But he begins repeating my dirty words from last night. You just taste so good. Talk to me like you used to. You're the only one, Hardin. And it pushes me over the edge. Get out! Get out of now! I yell, and go grab my phone to check the time. You weren't telling me to get out last night, he says cruelly. All right, so now, of course, we move into the famous scene from the teaser, the one scene that everybody and their grandmother has pretty much quoted at this point and pretty much squealed and yelled about. And that, of course, is the there is no your Tessa anymore. It just happened, and we aren't even together. I try to defend myself, but only make myself sound worse. Wow, you are unbelievable. My Tessa would never kiss a fucking stranger at a club. He barks. There is no your Tessa anymore. Or actually, I'm sorry. It just says like in the book, like, there is no your Tessa. I tell him. He just shakes his head no over and over and over again. Finally, he stares deep into my eyes and says, you know what? You're right. And just to let you know, while you were kissing that guy, I was fucking Molly. All right, so then, of course, we cut to, the one scene in the teaser that had, like, everybody tearing up and already going like, oh, man, this scene is so going to wreck me. And that's the scene where Tessa is sitting alone in the bathtub with a letter folded right beside her. I sit and stare at the paper in a daze, then reread it twice. I had no idea what I expected, but this was not it. How can he say he isn't romantic? The charm bracelet on my wrist and this beautiful, somewhat disturbing, but mostly beautiful letter shows otherwise. He even used the first paragraph of Darcy's letter to Elizabeth. Now that he's bared himself to me, I can't help but love him more. He has done a lot of things that I would never do, terrible things that hurt many people. But the thing that matters most to me is that he doesn't do them anymore. He hasn't always done the right thing, but I can't ignore all the effort he's made to show me that he's changing, trying to change, that he loves me. I hate to admit it, but there is sort of a poetry to him never caring for anyone except me. Now, of course, this has been like a big point of contention for like a lot of fans, including myself, kind of debating back and forth is what are they going to do about the letter? Because like the letter in the book is easily one of the most memorable scenes and it's easily like one of the most fan requested scenes where Hardin gives Tessa this gigantic letter. Now, I know that they actually did a letter in the first film, but I can already tell you that is not going to be the letter in this film because I already know that they're going to retcon a whole bunch of stuff with this film, and I think that that's one of the huge things that they're going to retcon because you cannot sit here and claim that you are going back to the books and then actually leave out one of the big scenes that a lot of the fans are actually anticipating. So yes, this will be one of the big retcons of the film, which is that they will also do the full physical letter that is in After We Collided that Hardin gives Tessa, where he very much bears his soul to her and admits a lot of the stuff that he's done in the past. All right, so the very next scene is, and this was something that like a lot of the fans were begging for before the teaser came out, which was like, I want to see, Hessa's sex. I want to see Hessa, fighting. I want to see like all this stuff, but I also want to see like a more quieter moment between the two of them. And that's what we got when they showed a shot in the teaser of Hardin and Tessa laying in bed together, facing each other, cuddled up together. Come here, I tell him, and see the relief in his eyes as he scoots his body toward mine. And I wrap my arms around him and put my head on his chest. It feels just as comforting to me as I imagine it does to him. Despite everything he has done, I feel like home in this flawed boy's arms. Don't let me go, Tess, he whispers and closes his eyes. All right, so the next scene is the scene in the teaser that like a lot of the fans have been scratching their head about and wondering like, wait a minute, what did she say? Like, who was she talking to? And that is the scene where Tessa says, he lied to me. And that's been like a whole point of like, discussion between the fans is like, who was she talking to? So yes, even that is from the book. He lied to me. is all I say. I don't want her to be upset with Hardin, and I don't really want to get into all of it with her, but I don't want to completely lie either. A big lie. A massive lie. She looks at me then like I'm a landmine. Is he sorry? Talking to Trish about this is strange. I don't even know her, and she's his mother, so she'll feel inclined to take his side no matter what, so I reply delicately, yeah, I think he is, and drain the rest of my coffee. Has he said that he is? Yeah, a few times. Has he shown it? Sort of. Has he? I know he broke down the other day, and he's been calmer than usual, but he hasn't actually said what I want to hear. All right, so yeah, to actually answer like the fan questions here is that, yes, she is talking to Trish, aka Louise Lombard, aka Hardin's mother in this sequence. So yeah, that is what that scene is from. All right, so the very next scene is, of course, the scene that had like everybody reaching for their fans, fanning themselves and going like, woohoo! And that, of course, is the shower sequence. Hand me it. The shower head. He says again. I nod and lift the piece from its hook and hand it down to him. Looking up at me with a gleam in his eye and water dripping from his nose, he turns the head in his hand, pointing it directly at my stomach. What? What are you doing? I squeak. As he moves the object lower, the hot water pulses against my skin, and I watch in anticipation. Does that feel good? I nod. If you think it feels good now, let's see how it feels if we move it down, just a little lower. Every cell in my body is awakened, dancing under my skin as Hardin teasingly tortures me. I jump up as the water hits me, and Hardin smirks. The water feels so good, much better than I'd ever have assumed it could. My fingers wrap into his hair, and I pull my bottom lip between my teeth to stifle my moans. His mother is in the other room, but I can't make him stop. It feels too good. Tess. Hardin probes for an answer. Same. Stay there, I pant, and he chuckles, pressing the water closer to me to add more pressure. When I feel Hardin's soft tongue run across me just under the water, I nearly lose my balance. It's too much. His tongue lapping with the water, pulsing, and my knees shaking. All right, so yeah, this is the scene that actually has me scratching my head and wondering, like, how are they actually going to portray this in the film? Because right now, look, the MPAA or the MPAA U.S. Film Ratings Board, they are such prudes that this could be the NC-17 right now, and that is exactly what we do not want. So it will be very interesting to see how this scene actually plays out in the film, because they are promising with the shower scene that this scene is going to happen. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see how this plays out. And of course, the final one that is talked about here is the scene where Tessa is laying on her stomach with her naked back, and Hardin is laying his head on her ass. It's hot, way too hot. When I come back to consciousness, Hardin is lying on top of me, nearly all his weight pinning me down to the mattress. I'm on my back, and Hardin's on his front, his head on my chest. One of his arms is wrapped around my waist, and the other stretched across the space next to him. I miss sleeping this way, even waking up to sweating from Hardin's body, blanketing mine. When I glance at the clock, I see that it's 7:30. My alarm is set to go off in 10 minutes. I don't want to wake Hardin. He looks so serene. A soft smile plays on his sleeping lips. He usually frowns, even in his sleep. All right, so yeah, that's where this ends. All right, so yeah, I know that there are plenty of scenes in the trailer that, was not really mentioned in this. And of course, we have the Seattle sex scene. We have a scene of Tessa, meeting Trevor in the lobby of Vance Publishing. And we can kind of see in the background Kimberly there. And we see a couple of more things in the teaser. But yeah, this is like the major big bullet points. So yes, this teaser was basically 46 seconds of them proving to the book fans that they are going to go back to the books, that even if they're not going to be 100% accurate to the books, because they are going to switch Trevor or in Trevor and Zed, and give Trevor the Zed storyline, because again, the first film really did screw them. The first film really did hurt them, and they can retcon a whole bunch of stuff. They can retcon the content, they can retcon, the letter, they can retcon the rating, they can retcon Hardin's personality, but they can just not retcon everything. So yes, unfortunately, we will be getting the Trevor or the Zed storyline with Trevor, which is why you saw Tessa kissing Trevor in the actual teaser. But yeah, this was like 46 seconds of them saying, hey, we're going back to the books. We're going to give you fans of what you want. And this is what I've been saying repeatedly all throughout online. And even Anatod approved of this post going into the Anatod Books Facebook group. And this is what I said. The teaser was literally 46 seconds of them announcing to the world, there is no PG-13 after films anymore. There is no PG-13 Hessa anymore. There is no PG-13 sex scenes anymore. There is no PG-13 language anymore. So jump down to the comment section below. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your continued love and support. As always, remember, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's go through all the stuff that you'll be able to find on this channel right now. So every day I'll be going to doing the read-throughs, and I'll be page by page, chapter by chapter, all 7 books of the After series by Anatod, and It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover are now on the channel to their completion. I'm working on the Gabriel series by Sylvain Renard, and these will be daily uploads barring any types of personal illnesses or issues. Now that we have the official green light of the After We Collided movie, I'll be bringing you guys constant updates on that, so keep looking forward to that. You guys are going to be so updated, they'd be begging me to stop the updates, and those updates are also going to cover After We Fell and After Very Happy. So once we get the green light on those 2 films, I'll also be bringing you guys constant updates as well. So, jump down to the comment section below, let me know what you think. As always, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. My name is Charles. Welcome to the After Series channel. I'll see you later. After fans, after naders, my time is running out. That's why I'm really rushing through this. So take care. Love you. Goodbye.